Hello, my positive people. Well, it's the weekend, which means that there is going to be a break from all the tiresome routine for a while. So, we are here with another productive video, and today's video is very interesting because I'm going to talk about a quite new kind of addiction. This type of addiction is quite famous these days and obviously takes a lot more of your strength than ordinary drugs. Technology seems a curse in disguise because today technology is changing the course of people's lives. One wonders about the way it's already shaping our minds and changing us into individuals who even breathe in the air of gadgets. So I said earlier that I am going to inform you about the new kind of addiction, and obviously you must have guessed by now that this newer addiction is directly related to technology. So let me lose the code of your imagination because I am talking about gaming. Gaming is becoming the world's fastest growing addiction, and according to the records of WebMD, it has now been assigned a role of particular addiction among many drugs. Yes, you are thinking in the right way. Gaming is becoming equally harmful as any powerful drug, and its impacts are the very same. Now you must be admitting the fact that there are many gamers in our lives that we have encountered during our lifetime. Gaming seems like a pleasant hobby in the beginning, but once you step down in this world, there is no going back. While making this video, I came across some interesting cases where individuals who were pro gamers played games for more than about 2 to 3 days continuously and were unable to stop themselves from playing despite knowing that a lot was at stake. Well, before I move to the main subject of today's video, I will definitely like to answer you the reason why is it becoming an addiction and why are most of us unable to stop ourselves once we start playing a game, and why is it difficult to quit just like any other addiction. Science says that human minds work in a way where validation of positive reinforcement works like magic. As humans, we all know the importance of praise and positive words. That's the same effect whenever you take some kind of drug. Well, the world around you seems better and everything looks picture perfect, which explains why we are hallucinating and believing that life is ideal. Gaming is a shortcut to that ideal world. The programmers who are behind the games design the respective games in a way that we are unable to focus on anything else around us, and we simply start accepting that virtual part of our life as the only dominant part. Another interesting fact is that once we start believing ourselves in the virtual and idealistic world, we are unable to let ourselves out of that because by that time our mind starts accepting that world as our reality and we are unable to move back into our real environment easily. Sounds gross, right? Well, that's a fact that games control our life, and this explains why most youngsters who have an ambition of being a cop or a soldier often end up being addicted to such kinds of games. Now let's move to the next part of our video. By now we know that gaming starts becoming an addiction, but when something starts becoming an addiction, it starts consuming us, which is why it's necessary to end the addiction at the right time. So how can we stop ourselves from getting addicted to games and let ourselves treat the gaming world as a virtual and unrealistic world only? So let's get started on that. I must say that technology cuts technology. One of my relatives adopted this strategy for his children and it turned out really effective to not only separate them from the gaming world but also help his children to work according to a particular routine. Let me explain to you what he does. So he does a very simple trick to control his minor children against this poison. He has parental control over the devices and laptops on which the children play games. So what he does is really interesting because he sets up a fixed timer on the devices which allows the children to play games on the device for an hour, and after that the screen just shuts off and the game ends for the children. Though it looks very simple, but at first it requires a lot of training because no child or even us is ready to give up at first. But with routinely set timers, it becomes a part of our mind and we start admitting unconsciously that we can play a particular game no longer than an hour or so. Well, when I look at our lives today, I become so disappointed because back then when life was simple, our hobbies were few and interesting as compared to the present. I am sure that gaming is not a hobby that can prove itself to be a healthy activity in the long run. I am sure every single gamer understands this thing too, so you need to check on that by diverting yourself with a hobby that is highly effective and can help you in forgetting the time for gaming. I believe that reading, yoga, and some other exercises can be very good alternatives for you if you want to get rid of this addiction. This will take some time, but you have to make sure that you start diverting your attention as soon as you are craving hard for a game. Gaming itself is based on the reward principle. It's a very interesting principle that motivates you to perform better, and that's why many games have an interesting system of rewards that keep you busy and you want to explore all the rewards. Now let's alternate it a bit. Gaming is interesting because of the rewards, but what if you can help yourself to get out of it with the help of rewards? It's simple. All you need is to make yourself focused on acts of productivity. This means that you are going to be productive at first and focus on the tasks which you have to complete during the day. Once you start completing those tasks and you are at the last task, reward yourself with a game that interests you. This continuous effort will not only help you to manage your tasks, but you will also be able to enjoy what you like. A lot of problems can be solved by simple conversations. In a recent study, it has been revealed that 1/4 of the games which are played at a constant pace are the ones who are unable to focus on their family life and go through social anxiety. Games help them to relax and beat their loneliness, and that's why they take pleasure in playing games, which becomes a kind of self-induced therapy for them. So you need to understand that there are people who are battling depression, and to kill this, they are further getting themselves destroyed by this addiction. If you have someone like this, talk to them, tell them that you are there in the real world and you will love their presence as well. Tell them how the long-term addiction to gaming can silently act as a killer of their mental health. This way you can rightly help a lot of people who are in need. If you are the one who needs counseling or help from friends or family regarding this, don't hesitate to ask for it and never think of it as something which is going to leave a bad impression. We all are humans and all humans are imperfect. Everyone is battling with their imperfections, but keeping it all to yourself can eventually consume you. So don't fall into the trap of timely satisfaction for long-term danger, but focus on what is real and what defines your potential as a productive person. Yes, gaming is interesting and is something upon which you can rely when you are getting bored, but the fact is that it all depends on you. You have the key to your well-being. You understand the negative impacts of gaming, so try to keep yourself away from games and invest yourself in something productive, because when you will start working for the sake of your productivity, you are all set to take the big leap forward. Well, that's all from today's video. Please like and share this video with all your friends, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon as well, so that with a single ring you can find every new piece of positivity right in front of you.